Hello, denizens of the internet. Welcome once again to another episode of the Deplorable Batcave podcast. Joining me tonight is our returning, occasionally, guests and wonderful people, except in the eyes of most of the world, my fellow denizens. From left to right for me, introducing first, the Concerned Commoner.
Yo, how's it going, guys?
Blippity Blop.
Good grief.
Seawall.
Hello.
Gabe.
I'm with her.
Miss Malevolent.
Hey, what's up?
Excellent. C.
Hello.
And our last one is Unknown. Oh, Lord.
Yep,
We also have Uncle and
Is that you, Myth?
Myth.
that would be me.
Yep.
Okay.
Myth is unknown. Problem solved.
Yeah, I can be unknown, no problem.
Okay, sorry, Uncle, you were muted, so I didn't know if you were paying attention or not.
Some mute because they're courteous.
Fair enough. Now, opening up to this week's podcast, unfortunately, it's a more somber start than we're used to. First, we're going to talk about the terrorist attack in London. With the topic on the floor, I yield it to the members of the Batcave.
Seeing as this is something that's taken place in the city in which I reside, I feel compelled to open with this one. Very mixed feelings, mainly anger and shock, and at the same time not so much shock because there's a certain inevitability to this. To give some background, what we know so far, 5 people are dead and 20 thus far are injured from I believe it was a 4x4 that was used to plow into people.
It looked like it didn't look like a sedan, but it didn't look like an SUV. It's kind of in the middle based on the images I saw, but it's a decent vehicle, more than probably a metric ton in weight.
It was a truck of peace, essentially. And this is a very symbolic attack because it's at the Houses of Parliament. And what really irks me is the time it took for the mayor to respond, and a typical mealy-mouthed response at that. And what angers me further is just the most predictable wave of responses of don't focus on the terror attack, focus on, well, let this not be a prelude to attacking all those of the religion of peace, because perish the thought, we can't have that.
Okay. Well, there is a British hero that is rising out of this, though. Blippity, I would presume you've heard of Tobias Elwood?
We did discuss this a little bit earlier, and yes, though probably should give a little bit of background to the audience. So this man lost a brother in the Bali bombings in 2002. He's a former soldier and is a Conservative MP for Bournemouth East, I believe.
I've got his page up. I'll quickly check the specifics.
I believe it's Bournemouth, which is a seaside resort town. Now,
yep, Bournemouth East.
The Conservatives are gaining a lot of popularity as of late, thanks to the wave of autism from Brexit and the post-Trump victory, and the populism that seems to be sweeping across Europe. Whether you think that's a good or a bad thing, what is apparent is that old Labour strongholds are collapsing, and it's this this wave of MPs that seem to be becoming more and more popular, even though not so long ago it was, Tories bad, Tories are evil, rich people who only care about the rich and don't care about the poor. When they seem to be amongst those who are tackling the issues that people care about. but everyone else is too afraid to talk about in the open. Yeah, I'm probably rambling on a little bit here because I still need to
make the long story short, he performed CPR on one of the officers who unfortunately lost his life. But he was there are pictures of him actually covered in blood, working on the man, trying to save him.
Yes, this police officer was stabbed by the terrorist, and at the end of the day, a lot of people are going to try to avoid using that term, but terrorist is exactly who and what this person was.
Personally, I'd call him a cowardly cuck that is subhuman, but that's just me.
I yield the mic to the rest of the floor.
Well, I would
say. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The investigation is ongoing, and so I don't want to make any assumptions beforehand. But at least in regards to the comments by the mayor of London, I would ask him, like, does he not understand the gravity of, like, his thoughts on the matter? I mean, wasn't he pretty cavalier about this kind of stuff is just, you know, an average.
Back in September, he said that this would be part and parcel.
This is just a common occurrence. Well, that's if something. If say something like the Columbine shootings was just something that happened in like broad daylight, it was just some kind of common occurrence, and God help us all. But I don't think that is accurate. But
I've actually been I've been up and down the Twitter feed, Sadiq Khan's Twitter feed, Mayor of London, after he put that tweet up. When people call him on saying that earlier, other people are trying to defend him by saying, "Well, you're not using the full context." So I will go into the full context here. He said,
"Thank you, sir."
So he said, and I'm going to slightly paraphrase, but it's part and parcel of living in a major city. But we have to be vigilant and report such activities to the police. Okay, there's your context. But the problem is, you're still saying it's part and parcel of living in a big city.
Tokyo called. When was the last time they had a terrorist attack? Oh,
like,
the 90s?
Imagine if what was the sarin gas controversy that happened in Japan? I think wasn't it in the 90s, the 1990s?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So that's not a common occurrence. I mean, would it really be proper to say that sarin gas attacks?
Yes,
and plus we got
1990.
We got a million more people in New Jersey, and we haven't had any terrorist attacks.
Yeah. And, Tokyo subway sarin attack. It happened on March 20th, 1995. They've had over 2 decades of incidents like this. I'm sure they've had a couple of crazed guys, guys off their meds or losing it that may have tried to attack a bunch of people, but we haven't really heard about them because they were dealt with quickly. Another thing that concerned, I know you said don't jump to conclusions, but the thing is the media's already reporting him as Asian, which Blippity, you can confirm, when they say it's an Asian perpetrator, it almost always is a Muslim from the Middle East.
In a UK context, yes, it's usually somebody who's
that's code word
Pakistani
for
or Indian origin.
or even Middle Eastern.
Well, he looks like Asia Minor, something along those lines.
Also a major Muslim advocacy group, I can't remember its name, some sort of council, and before it's been officially reported, already condemned the attack. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if Sadiq Khan passed information along to them, and they're trying to, what's the term, put out fires before they start. So I'm putting my money right now on he was either a migrant or a homegrown that went to Syria.
Right. Here's the thing. This is what really gets up my nose, is that the media is in a furor over Tommy Robinson visiting the scene. It's more of an issue for them to attack Tommy Robinson than to condemn what had happened.
Oh, yeah, the Twitter feeds are related to this. Yeah. They're basically ignoring everything else that happened. They're saying, come on, London, give us something to be proud about. Punch Tommy Robinson in the face.
Because violence only makes your enemy not legitimate. Oh, wait, it does the opposite of that. It makes them legitimate.
But the hesitating, at least in regards to ascertaining more information, I think would be crucial to getting as accurate of a report as you can get. I mean, there were media that were claiming at one time that Abu Izzadin was like the person confirmed to be the terrorist in this act, when it was later disconfirmed.
Well,
they jumped the gun, which they shouldn't have done.
To be blatantly racist, they all look the same anyway.
Here's the thing. With regards to this attack, I don't think it's comparable to, say, with Japan in a number of ways.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Japan doesn't have the need to be vigilant, but in Europe's case, ISIS have declared their profound desire and proclaimed to send terrorists to cause as much damage in Europe as possible through the migrant crisis. Erdogan has recently stated that the streets of people would be too afraid to walk in the streets of Europe.
Yeah, it's not just ISIS.
This isn't coincidental.
It's Islamic governments. I mean, Turkey made that threat. The government of Turkey made that. So it's not just ISIS. This is a Muslim doctrine. This isn't just the terrorists. This is Muslim doctrine now.
But the whole thing is that they confused a cleric in that I guess is preaching in London with the guy that committed the act.
Well,
that was the discrepancy I was referring to.
Anthony, you had this sort of thing that happened when Lee Rigby was beheaded. Oh, it's just some crazies acting on their own. You can't tar the religion of peace with this sort of. No, I'm
not disputing what ideological beliefs went into play. I'm arguing that they got the wrong guy. That's what.
Okay.
I think it's also one of those things that, in a vacuum, Anthony, what you're doing would be prudent. But the problem is we have so much context around the stuff that it is safe to jump to that position and make that conclusion early.
But if you get it wrong, then aren't you muddying the waters and you're actually hindering the investigation?
I'm not saying we hinder the investigation. I am saying that because this is so common of a problem that keeps cropping up, that us being what's the best term? Critical of Islam and its doctrine would be prudent because.
My concern would be like you create a certain buildup of response from people that are interested in the story, right? They might want to go on the scene to question law officials, and you might actually get in the way of them maybe getting blood samples, maybe doing this or that. At least in how they do forensics and things of that sort. So
they don't let you within a block of a scene like this. There's no way people asking questions could contaminate the scene. The CSI guys, for lack of a better term, the actual detectives and investigators are nowhere near the public. You just have regular beat cops whom are not.
Most of the point, this is one of the sensitive areas of the country.
Yeah.
It's going to be in lockdown essentially.
Yeah, they're not going to let anyone.
Okay, traffic is still going to pass, but the affected area is going to be very heavily guarded.
There's only two other areas that would be treated like this, and that's Buckingham and Downing Street.
So for the area cordoned off, what about the people that are actually like living in that area? I mean,
it's not a residential area.
Yeah,
it's not a residential.
It's a kind of a government commercial area, and that's one of the things like, sorry, we got to shut them down for a while. So,
thanks for clearing that
the
up.
others in the hangout, if you want to add your 2 cents, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, we don't want to leave anybody out here.
Yeah, but what about administrative blocks? At least
Anthony, let others throw in their piece.
I just want to say that mayor is absolutely the thing that he said is absolutely abhorrent. Basically, he's saying you got to live with terrorism. It's your new normal.
Yep, it's the same thing that happened in France.
Yeah. Anybody who's saying that should be bounced out immediately. He should be calling special election and removing his ass because he's abdicated the security part. He's telling everyone to be okay with senseless violence. He needs to go. If I were a citizen of London, I would be calling for a special election to bounce his ass out because he's completely incompetent, or worse than that, he's an apologist for violence, for terrorist violence.
Well, what would be a good way to put this? Hashtag bring back the Johnson.
Well, see
Boris
what
Johnson
I'm
for mayor again.
I'm just gonna do this quick. Two things. First off, I don't think we actually covered his actual response other than discussing his mealy mouth. He said, and I quote, "London will never cower in the face of terrorism." Yeah, that was his response. Wow. Okay. Second off, the problem, Miss Malevolent, with that concept is that a significant portion of London is now Muslim.
And even though this is France, a recent study in France found that 1/3 of Muslim youth find terrorism acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't just justifiable. This is let's do it kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, you have to deal with that problem of in the Islamic world there is this acceptance and desire to commit terrorism.
Well, the term death cult fits this religion quite well. Even though they don't have an original sin concept, the smallest sin will get you sent to hell under the Muslim faith. And one of the few ways to wipe the slate is to kill the infidel and die as a martyr.
Well, actually, the concept of the infidel is the original sin.
Oh.
That is their original sin.
Well,
if you are an infidel, then you are to die. There is no redemption for you.
The worst, I think the worst sin, at least in the Islamic world, is shirk, right? Like apostasy.
Apostasy is the worst.
So, like, ex-Muslims would be viewed more harshly than people that are just
I'm saying
born not believing.
That's a committed sin. Original sin is something that's supposedly ingrained upon you before even you're born.
Well, I thought Islam believed that everyone was born Muslim. It's just they leave the faith.
But they have a chance to convert. Also, anti-shirk covers any kind of even inadvertent heresy.
Yeah. Well, that's why the reformers are so hated in the Muslim community.
So there's not really, would you say there's not like a distinction between venial and like mortal sin, like the intentional versus intentional?
No tolerance of it. It's all tarred with the same brush and handled the same way. It's a zero tolerance policy.
Basically, it's every horror story. It's every horror story you've ever heard about the Catholic Church come to life.
Myth, would you like to add anything?
Not on this particular topic.
Okay, just don't want to leave anyone out on this.
Yeah. Also, unfortunately, we appear to have lost Miss Malevolence. Hopefully, she'll be back soon, but we'll continue soldiering on in her name.
Uncle, would you like to add anything?
I do have.
Uncle?
You gentlemen continue doing the excellent work you're doing. I'm listening. I really don't have much to say for this particular topic.
Okay, if you do want to interject any point, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, I'm very well versed in the etiquette of the Batcave. So yeah.
Well, okay, and
Top man.
And one more thing, maybe. I realize it's probably poor form to use an image as a final thing to close out on, but have we seen the image of the woman in hijab just walking by that fallen person in London yet? Has everybody seen it?
I've heard of it, not seen it.
No, I've not seen it.
I'll focus on you.
I'll post it in the Discord just so it's easier for everybody to see.
Okay, you can put it in the chat as well.
Oh, I can. Okay.
Yeah. You can all see that here.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, it's relevant in that it was at the scene, and just the reaction seems to be.
I'll pull it up onto my screen on my end so the viewers at home can see it.
Okay, that'll work.
Uh-oh. Wrong button. Ooh, that was close. My Pandora almost activated. This is the scene. I mean, that is just...
That sums it up rather well.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything.
You won't see it. Just look in the Discord.
I'm not. in Discord.
I can't paste it.
Okay,
I can see it.
Yeah.
She's doing it wrong. Like she's blocking her left side, not her right side. Like she has a phone in her right.
I can't, just copy image address to see if that works.
It's all right. I'm logged into Discord now.
Okay. Yeah, but it's just one of those things that this is not good optics in any way, shape, or form.
And this is making the rounds on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's just as Trump said, we need to deal with these savages and destroy them.
Yeah, I mean, in a vacuum, this looks bad. I don't know what.
Yeah, that could be anybody really.
I did state beforehand it's probably poor form, but it just encompass the whole situation.
Yeah, this is the same thing of like catching Trump doing a Nazi salute sort of thing by raising his arm.
Yeah. Again, poor form, but it does seem to kind of bow on the package a little bit.
I'm going to disregard.
What would you regard as poor form, at least in the context of this image?
Well, no, but what I'm viewing as poor form is essentially doing what Bob said. We're using this image in this case, but at the same time,
what we don't know is how long she may have been on the scene before she decided to walk away, and if she's on the phone with anybody to call and try to get some help. We don't know the
circumstances behind the image, but at the same time, the image itself,
it's not flattering, but
I agree. This is catching food.
You can have a paramedic on the scene doing exactly the same thing.
Well, no. There is no paramedic on the scene. That's not a paramedic. I don't see a doctor.
We don't know how long she may
I'm saying you.
She may have been the first person on the scene to get any kind of help, and then when everybody else came, then she decided to leave. So, this is definitely catching somebody.
I would like to see
claiming Nazi.
I would like to see if we could see video of how she acted. If she literally just walked across and did the whole covering her eyes, looking away from it, then I go, fuck.
I really doubt that.
I'll look around.
Going to her family to let people know she's okay. You can't. Yeah. I don't think that's fair.
Okay, again, I did say it was in poor form, but considering it is making big waves on Twitter, I did feel the need to introduce it into the discussion.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, do we want to move away from the somber topic?
Yeah, suitably depressed.
Come on, guys, let's get on our segues and move on.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to do something from the Sacramento Bee.
Oh, my territory.
Wait, what is it?
This is a headline and an article that I think we can have some fun with. The first sex reassignment inmate says women's prison is torture.
Go on.
Link, damn it, link.
Elaborate, sir.
Pasting in Discord, pasting in...
Yeah.
Have you linked?
Yes, I have linked. Yeah. The first U.S. inmate to have taxpayer-funded sex reassignment surgery, note that one, says she has been mistreated since being transferred to a California women's prison where she now has a beard and mustache because officials have denied her a razor. In a handwritten federal court filing, convicted killer Shiloh Heavenly Quine, whatever.
What?
Yeah, no. Called for new housing at the Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla, a torture unit. She said she's unnecessarily isolated from other inmates and denied basic items. State officials say she's being treated like other female inmates. All initially are denied privileges like razors and TVs as they are evaluated. Quine.
Women need razors. Oh, continue. Sorry.
It's a luxury item for women.
What the flying monkey?
Quinn, whatever, 57. 57? Had the surgery she had long sought in January and was moved from a men's prison last month. She said she is being treated as if she's a newly arrived inmate and denied rehabilitation programs and privileges, even though she's been serving a life sentence since 1981. Quine, whatever. I'm going to call her Queef. Queef is housed alone in a cell, but said she still has no privacy to perform required intimate post-operative procedures and is enduring a restrictive isolation that is pushing her toward anxiety, depression, and sadness. So she has no privacy, but she's isolated. Okay. Her beard and mustache are having a huge impact on day-to-day life and are making the transition to life as a woman more difficult, she wrote in a filing received Friday at the court. The department has no legitimate penological objective but harassment in denying access, she wrote. Queef asked a federal judge overseeing her lawsuit to order prison officials to provide electrolysis to remove her facial hair or at least a razor.
Spart.
This was a completely pointless transfer.
Spartacus.
Yes.
I must ask you something, but I'll shave it for later.
Oh, you are terrible, Blippity. You are terrible.
You are tearing
Done
apart,
God's
Limey.
work.
Corrections Department spokeswoman Terry Thornton said all female reception center inmates are routinely denied razors and televisions along with other privileges while they're evaluated. Inmates can't have razors until officials are confident they won't harm themselves or others. Queef said the restrictions could last a year, but Thornton said 45 days is typical, and Queef is nearly finished with the process that will determine where she is permanently housed, the programs she is assigned, and whether she needs mental health or substance abuse treatment for instance. It's a very thorough process, which is why it can take a while, but it's a process every inmate goes through, Thornton said. There's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to male and female inmates. Ooh, she used a gender binary term.
Okay.
Scooting right along.
Queef's attorneys at the nonprofit Transgender Law Center did not respond to repeated calls and emails over 2 days.
Even they know it's bullshit.
Queef was known as Rodney James Queef when she and an accomplice kidnapped and fatally shot 33-year-old Shahid Ali Baig, a mother, excuse me, now, God, this has got me mixed up now. A father of 3 in downtown Los Angeles in 1980, stealing $80 in his car during a drug and alcohol-fueled rampage. Baig's daughter, Farida, tried unsuccessfully in court to block Quine's surgery. She objected to inmates getting taxpayer-funded surgery that is not readily available to non-criminals.
Good Lord.
My dad begged for his life, she said in January. It just made me dizzy and sick. I'm helping pay for his surgery. I live in California. It's kind of like a slap to the face. Queef has been housed in men's prisons for 36 years despite living as a woman since 2009.
Queef.
Yeah, I'm calling it Queef now because I have no idea how to pronounce the last name. California settled the lawsuit in 2015 by agreeing to provide the surgery. The state then became the first to set standards for other transgender inmates to undergo the operation. Her lawsuit also led a federal magistrate to provide transgender female, you're correct, inmates housed in men's facilities with items such as nightgowns, scarves, and necklaces.
Okay, hold it. I'm gonna translate what that will be used for in prison. Garrote, and garrote.
Mm-hmm.
Though Queef's attorneys are still sparring with the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation over the details. That is the article. That is the topic. Go nuts.
They're going to promise not to strangle anybody. Isn't that good enough?
This seems like a completely pointless transfer. If the person's health doesn't even improve, what was even the point of this transfer to begin with? I mean, your stated goal isn't even accomplished. So what did you do?
It was taxpayer funded.
Well,
what did they do? Like,
basically,
what did they accomplish?
Queef is now officially a woman according to legal definitions, so it therefore cannot be in a men's prison.
The person, they're assuming that they would be more like accepted like in a woman's prison. What makes any of like the what makes them think that they'll be any more accepted like by the female population compared to the male?
Because women's
question.
Sisters unite, Anthony. Don't you understand?
Also, this whole
Bullshit.
It's torture. You're going to a different prison. They have different rules. It's a 45-day hold. Just don't cause trouble and you'll be fine. So you're not going to have a razor and TV access for a month and a half. You're in prison. It's not a vacation.
It's a life sentence.
Yeah, prison for the rest of him/hers life.
It's life.
45 days. Oh my God, you're going to be here forever. What do you care at that point? I don't know. I live in California, so it's kind of fun to see what the taxpayer money goes to.
Well, at least...
Maybe the next stage is, as a woman who's undergone such terrible trauma in prison, maybe they should be set free.
What's the point of having these accessories that they're? Are they providing those accessories? The necklace, the scarves. What?
It's to strangle. Sorry, it is to adorn herself.
That's dumb.
Totally not to strangle.
Do male inmates get free rings? Is that how it works?
There are very few luxuries in American prisons, and anything that can be fashioned into a weapon has been banned, except for the stuff that's absolutely needed. And even then, inmates have done stuff like make semi-automatic pistols with what they can scrounge up. It's kind of scary what prisoners will do. Let's not give them extra shit.
They even make wine in prison, so
that's not that hard, actually. That's not that hard, actually.
I'm just implying you're pretty resourceful.
Yeah, I was just going to point out that the point of the items to answer Anthony's question is they're essentially bribes or rewards from the jailers in order to reward for good behavior and encourage good behavior. That's the whole point of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's basically you do what they tell you to do and you get rewarded for it.
Why not like some normal things, time outside or things of that sort, things that you can't use to strangle other prisoners
because
or jailers?
How about 2 weeks?
Lockdown is considered cruel and unusual punishment. Even people that are on lockdown in solitary confinement are mandated by law to have at least 1 hour outside in the exercise yard.
Or an isolated cage in the exercise yard.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. They don't get to be in Gen Pop, but they do get, exercise and moving around.
Uncle, what is it?
I don't know. I'm fine on this topic. I didn't know much, so.
Well, we could always,
yeah, I'm good on this one. No, thank you.
Well,
yeah, I'm good on this topic.
We could always, do what Sheriff Joe did and make a tent city in the middle of nowhere. That'll get him to rehabilitate.
Well, anybody else have anything on this particular topic?
This thing is fucking horrifying to look at. Even which one was the fucking brave one? Bruce Jenner. Even Bruce Jenner looks better than this.
I actually have something to say. I'm concerned that this, if this person is successful in getting the concessions that they're after, that it will be a precedent that will lead to worse things. It will open the floodgates.
Looks like somebody's Aunt Bessie.
Well, to be fair, this person is also 57.
Yeah. Actually,
I
it's
repeat.
never too late.
Actually, the person is like Nancy Pelosi's sister. If I were to, just a bit longer hair.
No. It's Nancy Pelosi without the Botox.
Oh.
Well, if that's
California will remain the cutting edge of. If it's not Florida Man, California is doing something weird, and it's usually our state government.
Yeah.
Well, if that's all we have on this,
all in favor of taking away California's right to choose its own laws, say aye.
Aye.
It's okay.
Aye.
I mean, Z, you should always move. It's always that.
I'm in favor of just giving them to Mexico.
The motion passes. The motion passes.
Okay.
California now is no longer a state. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Okay. Well, are we done with this one?
Yes.
Moving swiftly on.
Well, we can actually transition to a similar topic.
Get out, Spart. Get out.
This is another thing that's trending. Transgender woman wins international weightlifting title amid controversy over fairness. I would love to hear the leftists explain this one away.
Oh my god!
Yippee! It's the Washington.
It was one in New Jersey when it was a boy that was transitioning and he got to beat up on a bunch of girls.
No, that was Texas.
Oh, that was Texas? You sure?
Yes.
Yeah, it was the
thought it was
Texas
New Jersey.
wrestling. It was wrestling, or it was
Wrestling.
And the best part, it comes from Blout's favorite part of the world. Well, second favorite part of the world, New Zealand.
oh,
Goodness.
I thought it was in Australia.
You guys sent them there to die. Why are they still here?
Kiwis, am I right?
The beautiful thing about this one is he was already a lifting competitor as a man for a very long time.
I love this. So, according to the Herald, Hubbard fought back tears as she waited to collect her medal after the competition on Sunday. She was able to remain calm, the paper said, and smiled and waved to the applauding crowd from atop the podium.
I do not understand. Okay.
So brave. So brave.
So this person was a weightlifter before they became a woman, right?
Yes.
yes, that's what I'm reading right now.
Oh, man.
And totally
I
did
wish-
not have an advantage.
There's
Okay.
not related directly to whether or not this is cheating, which I totally think it is. I wonder, are there any
Transphobe.
books? Yeah, totally. Are there any books or studies on why you see like the person from the last story we talked about, where they're like 30, 40, 50, and they decide to go transition? Like, what's up with that?
Okay, tinfoil hat time, guys. Get your tinfoil hats.
I got
Patented
it.
by Alex Jones. There is a theory that Bruce Jenner transitioned to get out of a murder rap.
I do believe that. In that case, yeah.
It was a negligent homicide, manslaughter, because I think of either drugs or alcohol in a car.
It was
Oh,
self-defense. The car had to defend itself.
But okay, I'm going to tell you the difference, and I'm going to do it in both metric units and imperial units.
You all.
Yeah.
Off topic. Amusing as it is, let's keep it to this.
No, to show you the big difference between this competitor and the silver medalist. This transgender woman won by 19 kilos or 42 pounds.
All right.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The trans woman, for the record, for those of you listening, lifted 268 kilograms, 590 pounds.
But the second place woman lifted
That's
almost
strong,
550, but
That's impressive for a woman. Let's face it. But okay, yeah. But here's where the next part of the controversy comes in. The way they judged the trans person as being female was the amount of testosterone in their system. Nothing else.
yeah, men and women have other hormones.
Whoa. Is that how defining a female is going to become?
According to the competition, the winner had no more testosterone in their system than the other women competing. Say what you will about that. So,
Are they post-op or pre-op?
post-op supposedly, although it's a balding guy.
So first it was checking your privilege, then it was checking your melanin, now it's checking your testosterone.
So do you actually, is a requirement being like you have to have your balls lobbed off in order to perform in this?
No.
Or can a post-op or pre-op be like, yeah, I can do it too?
Yes, you can be pre-op, but your testosterone levels have to be the same as a woman.
Yeah, but the thing is, there are other hormones that are specific to men, or much more common in men, that do affect muscle growth and muscle density.
But the thing, they don't check for those. They only check for testosterone.
Those androgens, yo.
Yeah.
So basically, you could still be, you could have not done any surgery, just be on hormone therapy, drop your testosterone levels down, and you can still get into this competition.
you legally qualify as a woman?
Yes.
Enough of one to qualify for women's weightlifting. Yes.
So, do we any more comments, or do we wish to move on? I have an interesting topic I'd like to bring up.
Go ahead.
If the floor would allow me. So, the one, the only Shia LaBeouf is officially starting He Will Not Divide Us Season 4.
UK edition.
The Quickening.
I called it. Blippity, you were
Liverpool.
there. I fucking called it that he'd go to England with it. I called it.
So he is taking this to Liverpool.
Wait.
If
Why?
my sources,
Liverpool of all places.
What happened to his last location then? What happened there?
Because he assumes that Liverpool is poll free.
The last location he did it in a farm or like a place out in the field near a house in Tennessee.
No. There was one in Charging Bull, the one in New York. What happened to that one?
According to a BBC
New York?
article, he had previously taken public calls in a art gallery in Liverpool. I'll link the article.
But the Museum of Art in New York basically shut down the.
No. It was the
after the Tennessee. This was after Tennessee. He was at Charging Bull for the He Went to Bite Us.
Maybe it was an event and not a long-term thing. I don't know. All I know is what happened to the Tennessee one. Just to give everyone the very quick rundown, weaponized autism happened. They found it in 36 hours using nothing but flight plans.
The stars,
a guy driving a truck, and, funnily enough, frogs.
Thank you, Alex Jones.
The sounds of frogs to be able to identify the locale in which.
To identify there was water nearby, which helped rule out a few locations.
Well, Blippity, you're on call. Claim the flag.
I will not say anything that may or may not incriminate.
So, just
Events
to go,
have shown that America is simply not safe enough for this artwork to exist.
But just to go,
is Liverpool safe enough for this artwork to exist?
He won't be able to walk 5 meters before getting robbed down to his underwear.
But he's not going to do that. He's just going to stay safe in the museum. We all know what he's going to do. But
he's probably going to have his baseball bat with him.
I'm sure there are nice parts of Liverpool. Don't get me wrong. There might be a nice neighborhood or two.
There are.
From what I understand,
on the way out.
Yeah, he's going to stay in the commercial regions of the city.
That flag might just get stolen generally. That might not even be a Poltar doing it. That might just be gone.
But for the sake of those who might not have information on the issues, he started up He Will Not Divide Us. He started in New York. Then he went to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Then he went to another location out in Tennessee, and now up to current, he's in Liverpool at some art museum.
Yeah,
it's called FACT, the Foundation for Art and Creative Technology.
Yeah, and if Pol can't get to it via physical location, like somehow the security's too great, they will hijack the stream.
If he took it to the moon, they would invent their own form of rocketry powered by memes.
Yes,
I'm convinced of this.
I've seen one plan that involves getting a drone that'll set it on fire.
And then replace with a manga hat.
But if they flew a Kekistani flag, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Shia, can I call you Shia? If you ever somehow see this, but knowing you probably will because you're an egomaniac. It's time to give up. It's time to admit defeat and take what little scrap of dignity you might have left and disappear for about 5 years, then do a decent movie and don't talk about politics ever again.
Yeah, he did not divide you. Weaponized autists did.
Yeah.
Okay, but I would like to add on to this. Mr. LaBeouf.
LaBeouf.
Has anybody explained to you the definition of insanity yet?
Okay, let's not claim Shia is sane anymore. Have you seen him? He looks like a bum. He's nuts.
But I'm just inquiring, has anybody explained to him the definition of insanity yet?
Yes, there was an attempt about 6 months ago. He tried to eat their face off.
He will not divide us. What is this, speaker? Whose speaker is this? Oh,
Yeah.
oh shit.
It was Shadowlade.
Mumble.
Wow. Can't wait to see that flag get destroyed this time around.
I give it a
I
week.
wonder. I'm wondering if they're gonna go Mission Impossible. They're gonna just go through
Impossible Autism
they're gonna
Edition.
cut like circular glass.
No.
you know-
Dude, these are autists. You know it will be a fucking oblong, egg-shaped oval. Yet it'll somehow work. Because somebody brought a hammer.
This is God, Liverpool of all places. It's getting sketchier and sketchier where he puts it. Like first he did what was it, Albuquerque, right, where the guns
Yeah,
went
one of
off.
those gunshots that stopped it. And
I guess a random field is kind of not that dangerous.
The only place he can go from here now is
He's like
Somalia.
He's a locale playing an international game of capture the flag. This is Carmen Sandiego in real life.
And
Where
even
the
if he
world
does,
is,
even if he
he will
does
not
put the
divide
flag
us.
on some skiff off the coast of Somalia,
Hey,
Hull
Bob.
will find it.
Where
Bob,
in the world?
Bob, during that
is-
section, if you don't mind, go ahead and edit in the Carmen Sandiego theme right there. If you don't mind, you just edit that in a little bit. That'd be perfect.
Yes.
No. Repeat after me, guys.
We'll allow
Where
10 seconds
in
for the theme to
Okay.
Where in the world is Deplorable?
But actually, my next guess after
Okay.
he's forced to abandon Liverpool, one of three places. He's either going to go to Brussels, Paris, or Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, lol. It's going to be Somalia.
Well, okay, just to kind of go and put your science caps on, boys and girls, he might go crazy enough, put a couple $100,000 down, and get a small sat launched.
To the moon.
No. A buddy of mine actually is part of a small sat program at a university. I'm not going to go any farther than that. And he has a couple of small sats currently in orbit that he worked on. And basically what's happening is NASA and other launches for like private satellites and things like that, they have extra space on board. So they sell that space often to universities to do these little small CubeSats that do things.
Right.
You know, like little test instruments, little experiments, things like that. He might just, engrave "He will not divide us" on the side of it and launch into orbit and put a very simple solar panel and broadcasting that broadcasts the message "He will not divide us" or something.
And weaponized autists would come up with their own form of ballistic missiles. And
Well,
shoot
they
that in the sky.
can actually go one far easier than that. They can simply
Yeah.
hire the service of the Chinese space agency to blast that satellite out of the cosmos.
We're spazzing right now, folks. Don't take this too seriously.
Yes,
It's-
the CIA
it's okay.
people that are listening to this, we are not suggesting that we're going to go to the Chinese.
Hi, analyst James. How you doing?
Oh,
How's
James-
the wife and
Amazing.
kids?
Wow, it's been a while since we had James tapping in on us. What's up, James?
Good guy.
Apparently, his wife
So,
just had their
do
second
we-
kid, so congratulations to Jimmy.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's a miracle.
I know.
Do we have a final topic?
I have three for you to choose from.
Okay.
Feminism bitching,
That's always fun.
Oldie but a goodie.
German media censorship,
Another
Never
oldie
heard of
but a
that.
goodie.
Terrifying.
or the UK government forcing UK universities to defend free speech.
Something
Wow.
positive. Let's screw it. We're doing positive.
Can you run that through my ears again?
Yes.
My brain did not process.
Government will force UK universities to defend free speech.
They're pulling a Donald Trump.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's talk about that. Who votes yes?
You're going to get tired
Yes.
of winning.
Yes.
Okay,
Wait. So universities before didn't defend free speech.
it's UK. They don't have free
Yeah.
speech.
Oh, right.
Okay, in this topic, Spawn, is in any way, shape, or form Milo involved?
No, actually.
Hey, Uncle, we're getting some feedback from you. You mind muting? Thank you.
So, the article I'm pulling, take it or leave it. I pulled it from Heat Street.
Oh, hello, Miss Malevolent.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Well, almost finished.
But you pull it.
Would you like to repeat the topic so that Miss Malevolent can hear what's
Yes,
about to be discussed?
Ian didn't cut my feed. No.
God damn it, that doesn't surprise me. You're not following the narrative. Okay, so we have 3 topics to choose from for our final topic. Feminist bitching, German media censorship, or the government will force UK universities to defend free speech.
Okay, I go the third,
Yeah.
and most of us went the third. What do you say?
I know this is going to sound biased, but I'm just so shocked to hear that I've got to go for that one.
You're going with what's the catch? Aren't you, Blippity?
Yes, I am.
Miss Malevolent,
What?
opinions?
Cast your vote.
Oh, for the topic?
Yeah. What's your vote?
Feminist bitching has been done to death. So let's see. Government forces freedom of speech.
Yep. Number 3.
All right.
Yeah, let's do that one.
Yeah. Warning, guys. We're 8-minute countdown till the 1 hour.
Okay, well, we can go a little over, so it's just an approximate hour.
Proceed, Mr.
Very well.
Spartacus.
From Heat Street, British universities will be forced to defend freedom of speech on campus under new plans devised by the government. Institutions, many under fire for allowing censorship, bans, and language policing to flourish in recent years, will now be compelled to stand up for free speech. Rules will also extend to students' unions, which are more likely to be the sources than the administrations themselves. The plans will effectively outlaw no platforming movements which seek to shut down events by speakers with whom student activists...
Oh! Shots
What about my
fired!
safe space?
Shots fired! Someone call an ambulance! Oh my god, blood's everywhere!
Wow, that
mean the-
is a sea change. Okay,
You mean the wambulance?
that
No.
If-
This is them firing the not the Nagato, the
Yamato?
the Yamato guns at universities with high explosive shells. The universities, there's hundreds dead at this point, thousands probably, with the shock of this news.
The safe spaces have been annihilated. What's going on, Spark? Please continue.
The new policy was announced in a letter to university leaders seen by the Times of London. University's Minister Joe Johnson reminded bosses that it is their legal duty to ensure free speech for members, students, employees, and visiting speakers. A specific measure which would shut down no platforming said that access to premises must never be denied to any individual or body on any grounds connected with their beliefs or views, policy, or objective. It further added that all universities must have a code laying out how free speech will be observed in meetings, which should be vigorously enforced rather than left to gather dust. Heat Street has extensively documented the clampdown on free speech on British campuses. There's a link there. I linked the article. Well, I will be linking the article. Student
I
society.
wish I could go to university again.
Student societies such as the anti-abortion Strathclyde Life Action were shut down for contravening safe space policies, while feminists Julie Bindel and Molly Yiannopoulos were banned from debating each other by Manchester University Students' Union. An Iranian dissident was prevented from speaking by Warwick University Students' Union because of her opposition to Sharia law, while the union at Queen Mary University of London sparked protests by banning tabloid newspapers. The anti-censorship website Spiked compiled a free speech ranking, the most recent edition of which that found that 94% of campuses censor free speech in some way, with 64% giving a red ranking, the lowest possible rating.
Wasn't there a conservative or pro-right-wing group on a university that pointed that out in the UK, and they got banned because of it?
Yes.
I think so, yes.
So now the government, actually the irony is, this is exactly what's happening, is what the students wanted to happen, the government stepping in to make the rules for them, except it's making the complete opposite rules that they want.
Oh god, I just realized, Who here's played the original Command & Conquer Red Alert?
I have.
You know the theme song? It's called the Soviet Hell March?
Yes.
That is currently playing on a constant loop through the SJW's heads right now.
Well, this also means that Milo's home tour is
about to start.
Starting.
Well, okay, here's the one problem about the Milo's home tour. He might get stabbed by a Muslim.
Wait. Back up.
Milo's about to go on tour again.
Where?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you're it.
He's going to be back in Britain for it.
Okay.
So Milo is coming back. Where he's not done. Like a phoenix from the rainbow-colored ashes, he rises again.
Did he cut short
the makers of
Safe
Spaces are
tour in
dead.
America?
No,
Would he have gone further if that hadn't happened, at least with the incident regarding the comments he made on like talk radio?
Yeah,
okay.
The only thing that changed is that he was going to be doing a tour for his book with Simon & Schuster, and that would have been going on already for the past couple of months. Those dates were canceled. The Britain stuff was already in the works.
So this was just according to schedule. He didn't cut short his touring in America.
The only thing that got canceled is the stuff that happened when the protest went on, and then the stuff he was obligated to do for promoting his book, and that's it.
I mean, his ongoing touring, like right now.
Yeah, the Milo tour, what is it, season 3 at this point? And now the UK has been opened up in such a way that, well, he's going to effectively go in almost unopposed. Because the only way, I'm sorry, Blippity, hate to dump on the UK, but you guys have a serious problem with debating in universities.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen the Oxford Debating Club.
Well, a lot of this has to do with the stranglehold that the left has and the stifling of free speech and free thought and differing opinions.
And the thing is, they're in a no-win scenario now. If they refuse to debate, they're going to be told that, oh, these guys know we are right because they refuse to come and debate us. If their ideas were so good, why aren't they debating us and proving us wrong? And if they do go, they're going to get destroyed in debates.
I challenge you.
I think it's stronger than that. Spark, what were the conditions laid out for those who do not adhere to instituting free speech policy?
Hold on. You want to know what the...
Basically what the penalties are.
What's the penalty for saying no to this?
It wasn't listed here. Hold on. Let's see if I can... everything's behind subscription walls. Shit.
Let me do some Googling. I might be able to find something.
Because the link on Heat Street leads to the Times, and in order to read the Times, you have to subscribe to the Times.
Yeah, stuff that for a game of cards.
My policies must punch the Nazis, or something. We must do it, punch Milo, something.
I
Stop
found
fascism.
WessexScene.co.uk. All university required. University. Yeah, it doesn't say much. Okay, here we go. It doesn't say what the punishment is. I wouldn't be surprised if the standard stuff like threatening funding or forcing administrators out would probably be the most likely punishment. Or a new administrator comes in that the administration has no control over, or a special free speech administrator comes in whom has direct access to calling the cops on protests. As well as probably, I would be surprised if students start getting. If they also would punish students that are part of no platforming movements, just total expulsion. They may have to do that because or they'll expand to that because you know how students are going to act, even though the union says, "Oh, we didn't do anything," cutesy eyes moment.
Well, if you didn't do anything and you can't control your students, then what's the point of having you? There is no students' union.
Yeah. Or they start expelling the students that are involved in the marches. They know platform people.
Okay, well, all it says here in the article, what you can see, is that there is a legal duty for universities to ensure that freedom of speech is being exercised, according to Joe Johnson. And under new plans drawn up by the government, universities will be required by law to protect free speech across their campuses, included inside the student union. So I would imagine there would be quite harsh penalties imposed upon universities.
Well, it'll probably be administrators having their jobs threatened, which means they're not going to care about their political ideology anymore. Because a university administration job, I'm sorry, that's the cushiest job you can get. Unless you're Bernie Sanders' wife, which means you'll run the university into the ground.
Right, but the other thing is that universities utilize prestige as currency, and if their name is tarnished, that would affect them terribly.
So they're going to go nuclear on student unions, is what you're telling me.
I see it being a difficult thing to enforce because you're going to be going in. Granted, I'm not from British University, so I can only speak as somebody who's in the California university system.
Well, remember, see, before we go in, they don't have the same laws protecting speech like we have.
There's even less there, which makes me think it's going to be even more challenging in a way because.
But if they're encoding it into law.
What I'm saying is the power of the activist clique, the social justice clique, whatever you want to call them, just simply because they're so motivated and they're so embedded in the administration and they're so embedded in the professors.
The administration.
What I'm saying is that
aren't the
law. The law can be worked around to a significant degree, and in a lot of ways, the mentality these people are operating under is if I have the power to do it and it's not technically illegal what I'm doing, they'll do it.
The thing is, though, you're right, Steve. This is early days. We have to wait and see how this is implemented, and more importantly, what penalties are imposed for those who
and if those penalties can even be doled out,
one interpretation of the law is if the students, the job of the administrator is to keep control of is to make sure the students are abiding by the university's rules. So let's say the students basically block people from entering an event. The university is going to basically be given two options. Any student that either you expel make an example of every single student that was involved, either through expulsion or severe suspension, and putting black marks on their permanent records, or we bring in our own administration team and they do it in your stead. So the administrators are going to have to go effectively authoritarian to purge these activist groups. It's the only way.
Very skeptical that it's going to pan out. Like, as somebody on, I don't know, but all of your university experiences, but somebody on the inside of one, and even in a country where freedom of speech is fully enshrined in the law, I'm skeptical.
Well, the thing is,
I'll have to see it. I'm
working off of the concept of university administrators being greedy little bastards like all humans. Because if they lose their job and it said that it was because they didn't defend free speech, they're not getting a job except flipping burgers.
And the prestige as well. Yeah. They don't want to compromise the brand of the university.
Administrators, the problem is a lot of them were formerly in the activist clique. Like, it's kind of a pipeline to end up being employed in the university. So, sure, they care about money, and often the upper echelons really do.
Yeah, the thing is, it only takes a couple of very well-known names being shot down in flames for defying this, for the other ones to fall in line or resign.
Maybe. I mean I'll be cautiously optimistic, but my gut instinct is always, going up against uprooting that is a challenge.
All right.
I'm going to be honest. I see the Islamists using this to spread more anti-Western ideas.
Yeah,
but before I see
that. They're already doing that on campuses completely unopposed. It doesn't change a thing with them.
Oh, okay, well.
Yeah. All it does is it gives a counter voice the right to speak.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic too. I'm with him because I don't see, the good. They call the right the good old boys network, but they're the good old boys network.
Yeah.
Well, my optimism from this comes from the fact that the UK government is actually starting to enforce free speech laws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, has this been
after having enforced hate
or is
speech
this
laws.
something that was proposed?
I love how right to free speech is now something that you have to prove rather than it just being an assumed right.
Yeah.
It's in the UK, which
Well,
really...
I mean, the U.S. could just, take over the world and basically enforce it.
So yes,
I got a point.
my advice is generally, in the words of Michael Jordan, Europe, stop it, get some help.
Well, that's why I think we should send the European governments, out to pasture, and by pasture I mean free helicopter rides, and the U.S. should administer Europe for the rest of time. We'll do a better job anyway.
Hopefully that will not be necessary if the
Gonna-
elections that are upcoming are anything to go by.
Gonna have to take that policy.
Bill,
like
or
Yeller.
is that a proposed bill or is it fully realized?
Depends what kind of bill you're referring to.
I think I
Gotta
read that
go-
it's like a policy directive or something.
Gotta go
Well,
old
yeah.
Yeller.
It's not going to get challenged.
Yeah.
It's a policy that was announced, so it sounds like it might have already come into play.
Yeah.
Well, it has to be voted in Parliament.
Well,
Yeah.
you think that Tories aren't going to vote for it?
Oh, they will. And I think
This
the
is a
events of
win-win for
today
the
will,
Tories. This is a win-win for the Tories, man. And I think isn't the House of Lords also very pro-Tory positions?
That's a...
Hit or miss?
Well,
I remember
hopefully
Brexit being in
it won't
danger.
have to. Hopefully, it won't have to go to that. Let's
Well,
see
I
that.
thought the House of Lords had voted on the same things that the House of Commons does.
It's well. Okay, let me link you how the system works.
Yeah, we're already 7 minutes over, so I think we should kind of just wrap up really quick, and you can link me in the Discord later.
Okay. All right, Spot. Do you wanna close up for all of us?
Okay, folks, it's been yet another night in the Deplorable Batcave. Hope you had your bleach handy, because God knows sometimes you just need a stiff glass of bleach.
Lots.
Indeed. So, I leave everybody with closing thoughts. Commoner, you first.
Autism is real. Be wary, young Padawans. Stay away from crazy.
I thought the term was wary, not weary. Weary means tired.
Whatever, English is dumb, okay?
Yeah, am I right, Blippity?
Vinny, Vidi, Vici.
English is the language. English is the... Damn it, I can't do the German accent. I lost the German accent. No! The Russians hacked me. I lost the German accent.
Autism strikes again.
Ah.
Enough for ending. Blop, your thoughts.
Well, hopefully the autism will be under greater control, and if not, well, there's always 4chan.
4chan is unstoppable.
There's
Seawall.
always helicopters.
Seawall, your thoughts.
The German accent is back, yeah? English is the language of the Aryans, yeah?
And there was your thinking he had lost his train of thought.
Well, I'm back. Cautiously optimistic for Britain. This is a good fight back. It's a win-win for the Tories, and I guess the Tories are the party of the working man of Britain now. Who would have thunk it?
Okay, Gabe, your closing thoughts.
Deuce Vault, Crusade for Europe.
Make Istanbul Constantinople again. That will never get old. All right, Miss Malevolent, closing thoughts.
Screw CNN, the NSA, the CIA, the FBI, every other acronym. F you all.
Except for Jim, who's an analyst in the CIA that listens
Jim
to
is
us.
beautiful. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yeah. Good
Hope you-
luck with the new baby. Good luck with the new baby. We love you.
We did send you a fruit basket.
And a can of mixed nuts.
Oh
I'm not-
shit, watch out for those nuts. I think his wife is allergic though. That might not have been a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, final thoughts continued?
Z?
This is just picking up on something Blippity said with the Vinny Vidi Vici. Fun fact about Latin and the way they pronounce their V's, it was W, so it's winny, witty, witchy. Now that you've had linguistics forced upon you.
Sounds like Elmer Fudd made up that language.
We feel the enlightenment.
Yeah, just let that Latin knowledge just seep into you. It wasn't as cool sounding as you thought.
Nope.
Wary, and whitened.
All right. And Mithrin.
Shia LaBeouf just needs to stop channeling, what was it, 2005, Joaquin Phoenix, give up the crazy man beard and get some help.
You know what? Become roommates with Kanye West. I think he's in a mental asylum right now.
Channel his inner foodie and become a chef.
Something, just not acting. Please, God, no.
Okay.
Okay, he was okay in Fury.
Okay.
He will never replace the sin of Crystal Skull.
Got to put that beard to use.
And we're putting this to bed. Yeah. And as always, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, this has been a Deplorable Batcave bidding you a good night, Chatelet, and hashtag Free Kekistan.
Peace, fam.
Goodbye.